This is really nice. My alarm was just about to go off. This is really nice. Waking up early. I already drank some watermelon juice. Now I'm drinking a tea. And look, if you're new to this channel, you're probably like, 3 videos ago I was super sad, and I still am processing my grief, but I had to just kind of go through some. What I first want to say is, when you join a grief group, that day, take the time to just rest. Like, be at home, disconnect. This term of deconditioning is used a lot when it comes to human design, and we're so conditioned to, especially us as projectors, is to keep on. I'm outside and I'm in Texas, so there's mosquitoes. So here I am spraying myself, even though it's really nice outside. And that's what I was gonna say. So when you do something that just feels very heavy, especially us, if we don't have that sacral energy, is just take the time to just step away, rest. These birds sound so lovely. And I, took the day, Sunday, to really just reflect. And I love what I do. I teach yoga on Sundays. I have to drive a little bit away from home. And this was an invitation. It's so funny how this gig started was because of an invitation. Somebody messaged me on Instagram, a company, and they were just like, "Hey, we're hiring, teach yoga and da da da." And oh, woodpecker, so lovely. I was just truly being in the moment, being present in what I love to do, which is just guide people through their breath, through their body. And unlike other yoga teachers that just, my ego is never on the mat of let me show them what I can do. It's more of my teacher from Mexico, Eduardo Mata, if you ever take any teacher training, I highly recommend him. I feel like he deconditioned me to see yoga from a different scope. I'm going off the rails here, but just the way to actually look at your class and see what you're working with. And I get all walks of life. I get from children being in the same class to adults. I'm talking about people over 50. And then every once in a while I get sprinkled with a pregnant woman. And I think it's such a funny thing, that I'm just trying and just give modifications, and then going up to people, hey, don't do this instead. Everybody else meet me up here or whatever. And so speaking of deconditioning, I have this great deconditioning tip to give you. Hi, my name is Rafaela. I am a 6'2" self-projected projector, and I started these video logs just to document my process as not only guiding life as a projector, but also as a documentation of giving people, not guidance I would say, but just kind of giving them an idea of how to deal with big challenges in their life. So I recently encountered some grief, and I lost my father a month ago. As of last week on the 7th, I lost him in July the 7th of 2026. And then last week, the first week of August, on the, what was the 765, on the 4th, I lost my cousin. She was 38 years old. And I love to watch, one of the things that I love to watch, and one of the things that I've been really deep into when it comes to what really yoga is it's a spiritual path. It's not about asanas, sorry, about these yoga poses. It's a little bit more deeper. It's like seeking that not only seeking enlightenment, but seeking self-realization. And in these past 3 years, on my path of seeking that self-realization, I have not only gotten closer to God within myself, but and I've been on this path, don't get me wrong. My father was the one who sparked that faith in my life. He was a Catholic his whole life, and I did go to church, but it was never forced. Now that I think about it, back in the back, my mother was more of, I would say, she was more of a freelance spiritual person. Like, she was more, I mean, if we would put her in a category, she would be very Buddhist, like very minimalist, like very non-materialist, just enjoying life. I mean, there's good things and bad things, when it comes to our parents, but that's where I would put her in that category. I don't know why I'm holding two nails. Two nails that I found on the floor. And my father never pushed the Bible or never pushed religion to me, but it was always there. It's like, hey, this is here. And I wouldn't even say my mom is an atheist now that I've really reflected on it. Is she was more of just like, hey, when it comes to, they say like, when it comes to the way you teach or what type of spiritual teacher you are, there's like 3 different levels. If I'm not mistaken, there's a path where there's no objective truth, and you can also view it as like everything is God. Like, there's not just like one linear that you're gonna follow. Like, if you're just gonna follow Jesus Christ, well, you follow Jesus Christ. I think that's the path of the saint, and then there's the path of the sage, and then there's the path of the learned. And they each have their own, like, one just follows one faith, and the other one just kind of sees it at all, and the other one just doesn't see any. I think the other one just doesn't see anything. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But my mom was more on that path of like the sage. I think the sage, they endure hardships, and then they have they endure hardships, and then they just don't have like one linear path of spirituality. Just kind of view it as all. So anyways, I always had that as a background, and I always like to listen to Bill Donahue. I highly recommend him here on YouTube. Like, just look up Bill Donahue, and he'll pop up. Donahue is Donhua. Man, these birds are crazy. And on my path of self-realization is that it's like this question of like, what is my purpose here on earth? Like, what is this all about? And the beautiful teachings of Bill that have just encompasses not only the Bhagavad Gita and the Bible, and using the Bible as like that mysticism and these stories, but also seeing like this fight on the battle of that Arjuna is having these like doubts, like, should I fight my cousins? If you've never read the Bhagavad Gita, it's such a great book. And it's like these questions that we question God. So last night I was listening to one of his, I like to listen to him daily, and one of the things he was saying was, when we ask ourselves what is the purpose here and what we're made of, we're made out of we become angels when we leave, but we're actually just, we are, I think he said, angles of proton, which is pretty interesting. And he's giving me a lot of closure, I will say, when it comes to my grief. And I've always, that's my daughter, he's crying, I've always been a person of strong will. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. No ifs or buts. When I said I was going to stop eating meat, I stopped eating meat. Because I wanted to do that. Because I saw that my health was declining. When I knew that I needed to become sober, I became sober. I stopped smoking weed. I smoked weed for 10 years and I stopped. I stopped a year and a half ago, maybe a year and 38 months. And I stopped in December of 2024. Yeah, that's like right before hitting 2025. And so I might be off on the dates. I did take a gummy, but it like an MUSHROOM, that type. I don't want to say the other word because I don't know how YouTube works, but I did take that the week after my father's death, and because that I've only ever done it. This is probably like my third time when I felt depressed. I felt like I'm in my lowest frequency. I just need something to kind of just push me through the next chapter. Did I need it? No, I didn't need it, but I saw it as plant medicine. Now you're like, what if you saw plant medicine for 10 years? No, I was abusing, I was numbing when I was doing that. I thought I needed that. I didn't. And so I have some great news to share with you, YouTube, because this is how life works, but also the power of manifestation when it comes to faith without works is delusion. But this is something that I've just been, not that I'm like, oh, I just need to be in like this unlimiting belief and good vibes. Like, no, I've also last year, when I read Existential Kink, it was just like, okay, leaning into my dark shadow, like bringing the unconscious conscious, knowing that, okay, I have those weird, not those weird, but those that dark side of me. Sorry, I'm like getting eaten up by, no, I'm not getting eaten up by mosquitoes. I lied. And so, with all that being said, is that I've leaned into my spirituality. I've leaned into my practice a lot these past couple of days. And yesterday, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it here soon. I have to actually teach a class online here in a minute. But I have, I've started a new practice where I'm like, okay, I got on Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation page, because very different from his meditations on like the ones he sells versus the ones that are online, because sometimes they're not actually his. And I have like two of them. I have Changing Boxes, and I forget what the other one is. And what I did was I was like, I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna do it. It's the morning and evening meditation, because I wanted something short, because man, those other ones like an hour and a half. Don't get me wrong, great, they're great, I do them sometimes, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back into my meditation practice because I am pregnant. Crazy story is that this was not planned, but my husband and I have been talking about a child or a baby. This would be my second pregnancy for more than a year now. Like crazy, more than a year now, and it never happened. Like never happened. Oh my God! Look, Cardinal. Oof. I live right here near like a trail, so there's so many birds around me. I'm gonna make it a thing now. Come outside. Come on here, relax. I just need a little fat or something to get these mosquitoes away. But this works. Patchouli and citronella. I forget what else I put. I think I put lemon eucalyptus. But there's this. I wanna break the barrier that as a projector you shouldn't have kids. This is my own path. This is not a roadmap, but this is just how what did I say earlier? Not only an inspiration, but just like as a reference. Use it as a reference. I have one son. He is a generator. I have one son at the moment. Who knows what I'm going to get for the second one? Who knows if I'm going to get a little projector? And learning how to navigate now. Like, I wish I would have known about human design before. But everything comes to you for a reason. Everything, you watching this video here is just for a reason. Like they say, when it comes to Bill Donahue, they say you don't find Bill, Bill finds you. Well, you don't go looking for Rafaela, but Rafaela finds you. And I've been so prepared now mentally. Like I've worked through my childhood trauma. I think I've I wouldn't say beat that, but I've healed that. I've healed that chapter. I've healed the chapter of that I'm not worthy. I've healed that chapter of like money is bad. No, I don't think that way anymore. And one of the things that I was visualizing yesterday is like the birth and how beautiful it's gonna be. And I had a natural birth first time, but I had a couple of complications the first trimester. I just had really bad, I forget the word, but it was just the bad version of morning sickness. Like it was very severe, and I was in a different state, like mental state. And also when it comes to where I was at, it wasn't the best. My partner and I were living together. We were separate. I was living 3 hours away from him. Just waiting for him to get the house. There was just a lot of challenges. But now, we've lived in our home for 5 years and 6 years, I would say. And, sorry, I have to like move my leg here. And also, all these cardinals. I feel that even though we don't have that sacral energy, there is a way for us to bear children, but still have that consciousness of following our wisdom, following our intuition, and knowing what the limit is. So this morning, I was curious, and I like to soundboard, because that's such an important thing we should be doing. I was soundboarding with Claude. And I know some of us might have an issue with AI, and I totally understand that. But I was just like, let me just soundboard with him. Soundboarded what I have going on right now, and just also saying like, I am leaning into my human design, especially with this pregnancy, knowing it. So one of the things that you can do if you do want to have children is to honor that you don't need to be doing everything, but also honoring that you can take the time to rest. You can take the time to slow down. You can take the time of like, I need to be over here, and like, let's just say like A, B, C destination. I need to be over here and C, but it's like, it's okay to be like right here and B for the moment. And then you'll do like a quantum leap into C. It's okay. And one of the other things is that for me especially, like I teach in person, and one of the things I've been leaning into is that I want to be teaching online, and I have a community in school where I teach people how to connect to their face and their body and rewire their old story. So I take them through something called what I call face energy, and that's in my other channel, but I'm just sharing with you that I'm leaning more into my gifts and leaning more into the things that I can handle, versus thinking like during the time of my first pregnancy, I was acting like a manifesting generator. I was acting like a generator, and I wasn't supposed to. It was such a hard thing for me to let go of, like working somewhere where I loved, but also not knowing that I wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't supposed to be working. I only worked there like 3 times out of the week, but working a full 5-6 hour shift, that was never meant for me. What fills my cup is teaching yoga. What fills my cup is teaching people in a group versus one-on-ones. Even though I love one-on-ones, I tried one-on-ones in person at markets, like doing one-on-one I wouldn't even call them consultations, but it was very draining. So for me, it works groups. For us, it works groups. And it's possible when you can lean into also my husband's a manifesting generator, when I can lean into him. I think it's different when you're in a relationship with the projector because they truly understand you. But the yin and yang to me is me being a projector, him being a manifesting generator. So we fill each other's cups. I see things that he doesn't see, but he sees things like 5-6 steps ahead. And he's very wise. It's funny because we're the same profile lines. I think, yeah, he's a 6'2", I'm a 6'2". So I've had a lot of experience, a lot of trial and error. Hibiscus tea, but no honey or no sugar. So with this being said, it's a 20-minute video. Know that whatever you're doing now, you can be doing less. And whatever you feel that's not filling your cup or giving you joy, it's time to take a step back and see what other options you have that actually align with who you are as a projector. So I'll see you on the next video.